So in Jeff City, they're trying to make it so kids can't go to drag shows. It seems like something that is universally probably very popular. Feels like a no-brainer, but of course nothing is these days. Chris Barrett joins us. He runs the Missouri chapter of Gays Against Groomers. He is on KCMO. Chris, good morning. I know you've been fighting on behalf of this legislation in Jeff City. Where does it stand right now?
Hey, Pete. Good morning. So what we've got going on is the legislation. It's HB 1650, House Bill 1650. It is caught up in committee. We've got a couple of problematic representatives that need to hear from the people of Missouri. And quite frankly, I don't care where someone lives. Just call them. We've got Representative Terry Thompson. He is the chairman of the Special Committee on Public Policy. That is the committee that this is stuck in right now. His number is 573-751-1462. I urge people to call him and make sure that he allows us to come to a vote. The other problem representative that we have is the Speaker of the House, who is a Republican, but you cannot necessarily always count on them. And that is Dean Plotcher. His phone number is 573-751-1544. He has created a rule that makes it so that there's only so many available slots, as he calls them, for votes. And he is trying to tell the sponsor of this bill, Maisie Christensen, that there are not enough slots for this vote to happen.
Take me through why. I mean, listen, you speak on behalf of course, yourself, but also Gays Against Groomers, a national organization. You help head the Missouri chapter. How could this possibly be anything but a no-brainer, very easy legislation to pass? Why would anyone be in favor of kids being at drag shows?
Well, there are certain people that think that it fosters some sort of inclusivity or something like that. And I assume that they're thinking of the gay community. As a gay man myself, I don't particularly want drag queens representing me, to anyone really. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like, if they're looking for inclusivity, then we're, like I said, at the committee hearing, it's like, well, then where are the gay doctors and lawyers and firefighters and policemen and stuff like that, Instead, this is what you choose to supposedly represent the gay community. And, but, I think that a lot of it ties into some of the stuff that your last guest was talking about, as far as like, boys sitting down in the bathroom and all that type of stuff. I mean, they're wanting to push a gender ideology agenda on kids.
Yeah.
That's basically what it boils down to.
And that's what you guys fight against with Gays Against Groomers. And what has the backlash been like for you within the gay community spearheading this effort in Missouri as a gay man?
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of funny. I'm definitely not welcome at Missy B's. That's for sure.
So you're not getting the mimosa specials on Sunday with the drag shows?
No. And I'm kind of thinking Hamburger Mary's probably doesn't want me to step in there anyway, but I wouldn't go there because they actually do performances for children there. So, there are business interests at play here, who don't want this legislation to happen because they think that it'll cut into their finances as well. So, I mean, that's another part of it. And it was kind of interesting listening to the opposition to me in Jefferson City at the committee hearing. They kept talking about money over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. How much, Chris, do you think this is really about people, maybe even some Republicans, not wanting to really be bothered with some of these cultural issues, even if it's overwhelmingly popular across the political aisle with everyday Missourians?
Well, it is a problem. I know that Dean Plotcher, the Speaker of the House, has taken money from Washington University in St. Louis, where they ran a gender clinic for kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he's a little bit tainted on this issue. I don't really 100% know what's going on with Terry Thompson, the committee chairman, but I think that, you know, it's funny, these people who you would think would be on board with this aren't necessarily on it, and maybe it's because they don't want to stir the pot, so to speak, but I'm here to stir the pot.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And we want you to keep stirring it. Well, this is one of those things, Chris, that, I hope that people are calling up Dean Plocher, the speaker, and Terry Thompson. Anything else in the next minute they should be doing? Should they call their own representatives as well on this?
at this point in time, those are probably the two most important ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, definitely call your own representatives because, once it does get out of committee, then it's going to go to a floor vote.
Mm-hmm.
And, assuming that Dean Plocher allows that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hanging in the balance anyway. But, I definitely call your own representatives. I mean, we need to be putting as much pressure on these people as possible. Don't sit back and assume just because you've got a Republican as your representative that everything is just fine and dandy, because that's not always the case.
It's not. Chris Barrett, Gays Against Groomers, Missouri chapter on KCMO. Thanks for the time, Chris. Appreciate the work.
All right. Thanks, Pete. I appreciate you.